why I didn't go home for Christmas this year and why it was the right choice for me. Let's get into it. So, why it's sometimes okay to not go home for Christmas, even though your family, would like you there and you're expected, and it's really great to have a loving family as well. So, absolutely grateful for that. And it's not me trying to be against them, but this year I had to choose to be alone for myself because that's kind of what I needed. And how did I come to that conclusion? How did I know that's what I needed? It's because I kind of try to understand, what am I really looking for when I go home for Christmas? What are the things I'm looking for? And I was really looking for a couple of things. And I guess, it would be interesting to hear if you went home for Christmas, if you didn't go home for Christmas, and what are your expectations around Christmas with family? So my expectations were, I wanted to get into the Christmas spirit, first of all, to have a little bit of that magic. I had quite an intense year and I really wanted to feel good and kind of lean into my child self a little bit and kind of play and have a really lovely Christmas overall. So one, Christmas spirit. Second, I wanted rest. I had again quite a sort of tiring year. It's been great in many, many ways, super transformational. But I really wanted to rest because I was quite exhausted from work and also from all the work I've been doing on myself. So my second priority was rest. My third priority was kind of comfort. I wanted to be sort of in a good space, with kind of positive thinking. I didn't want to deal with anything unpleasant, like no toxicity, etc. So I wanted to kind of be in a safe, lovely place, and not have to deal with any sort of silly things. That was my number 3. And number 4, I was very much interested in kind of creating a vision for next year for myself. So I wanted to be in a space where I can be inspired and really think about what I want, and how the year is going to go next year. So those are my 4 pillars that I was really looking for. And I was kind of asking myself, are these kind of being, given to me? Will I be able to realize these things if I go home for Christmas? Or is it better if I stay in London? So I live in London. Is it better if I stay in London and I just do it by myself, maybe see some friends, but mostly just do me, myself, and I kind of approach this year. So let's get into it. So first of all, Christmas spirit. I'm not from London. Where I'm from, essentially, it's a lot less Christmassy, I would say. There's some Christmas markets and kind of cute places, and the town is decorated. But my parents live in the countryside, so there's not much decoration happening there. And London is so beautiful at this time of the year. I mean, I was basically I live in West London. It's in one of the best areas. I'm very grateful for that. And it's been like winter wonderland. It's literally Christmas lights everywhere. It's been gorgeous. So it was so amazing to just walk around the streets and feel the Christmas spirit, see all the twinkling lights. And it was just really cute and magical. And I almost didn't want to leave that for something that's not quite that. Additionally, my parents don't really put up a Christmas tree, not since I was little. So, that doesn't help with the Christmas spirit. And my sister has one, but, she kind of puts it up really early in December and it's not that Christmassy. I would love to kind of decorate the tree myself and, that would feel really nice to me. And yeah, that's kind of on the Christmas spirit. So on the Christmas spirit part, I just thought, not really, although I would miss my mom's cooking because she cooks really lovely food. And I think that's kind of like her way to say, I love you to everyone. So I didn't miss the food. So yeah, and I did kind of feel a bit bad for my mom that I wasn't there to kind of share, the food and things with everyone. But yeah, it was the right choice for me. Secondly, rest. I really wanted to rest, right? So I really want next year to be an absolutely amazing year for me. I'm really excited about next year. And I just wanted to be in absolutely best shape and feel really great and rested and empowered to start the year ahead. So yeah, a couple of things why for rest, from a rest point of view, it was not the best thing to go home. Well, my parents love TV. They really are used to listen to TV all the time. So, they kind of turn it on at 7 a.m. It kind of goes on until 11 p.m., which obviously is their house. So kind of their choice. However, if I wanted to rest, I kind of always hear it in the background. And because in London, I don't really watch TV. I barely watch any TV whatsoever. It's kind of quite it's a bit like noise pollution for me. So I don't love that. It kind of makes me, kind of a little bit stressed and it's too much noise and it kind of makes me feel a little bit uneasy. And it's quite hard to tell them to turn it off. They do sometimes, but it's, again, I don't want to infringe on their freedom. I don't want to infringe onto them having a great time as well. Additionally, on the rest point, my sister's house is very close to my parents' house. So my nephews are literally everywhere, 3 boys, and they're quite the bunch. They're really cute and they're really smart and they're lovely kids, but they can be quite loud. They kind of like tease each other and kind of like end up shouting a lot. So it's kind of like quite a lot of noise generated from them as well. There's a theme here, I know, a theme of noise. So that was another reason why I thought, for rest purposes, is not the best, because they kind of wake up early. They kind of like come barging in my mom's house where I sleep typically. And it's kind of like loud everywhere. And they kind of like, put loud cartoons and and it's kind of a lot. So I don't know if you don't have kids. I don't have kids, and you have to deal with sort of like nephews, and although they're cute, maybe like they're just a bit exhausting. So I don't know if you get that at all. But yeah, that's kind of my experience. So from a rest point of view, I was like, no, not from a rest point of view either. Next point, with comfort, I basically think some things at home are a little bit toxic, and I think I'm not the only one. To give some examples, I don't know, I would have like the cousin of my brother-in-law, so nothing to do with me. We barely ever know each other. Even make comments to me like in the summer, like she would say, "Oh, you have quite fat ankles," which is like, my ankles are fine. She would make like comments like that, and really, not requested. They're not compliments, and it's sort of like little things, little nagging things like that. And if you're in a great mental space, great. You can just like shove it off, or just like laugh it off, ha ha ha, whatever. But if you're a bit sensitive, and this year I've done lots of therapy, and I've kind of gone through a lot of transformation on the inside, and I think outside as well. So I'm really good. I actually finished my therapy for now, and I'm feeling really great, and it's been fantastic. But I'm just not quite in a space where I'm like at my full mental power. So I'm still a little bit like raw and sensitive, and comments like that from like distant relatives, distant family members, it's just not what I wanted for Christmas. So from that point of view, would be a no. Also, my family, they kind of knew I'm going to therapy, but they're not the most emotionally literate people. So they kind of get a bit awkward. They don't really know what to talk. I know, for example, they're really well-intentioned. Like my brother was a bit like, "Oh, you have to focus on the future. Don't focus on the past," which is absolutely the right thing to do. But first, you need to process emotions, and you have to go through the sort of inner work. And he didn't really get that, although obviously he was trying to like help and be nice. And also my sister, my parents, they weren't really kind of like curious about what I'm going through and things like that. So they're not particularly easy to speak to. And that could be a little bit kind of potentially dangerous if they're sort of dismissive of my feelings, or, kind of not acknowledging things if I say something, etc., etc. So it didn't really feel like the right time for me to kind of put myself on the line and kind of like be subjected, to all these kind of potential things. So that was another reason why I didn't want to go. It was kind of like sort of like strange territory, and I don't think I would have gotten comforted the way I wanted to be comforted. And I feel the best way to comfort is actually to comfort myself, and kind of self-care. I spend a lot of time by myself. I made myself a little Christmas tree. It's beautiful. I put twinkling lights all around the house, and I just try to rest and kind of like do a lot of TLC and just try to take care of myself, and just have a really joyful, happy Christmas. And I have had it. So that's really great. And then fourth reason was basically that I wanted to really think about what I want next year. So I think next year is going to be an absolutely amazing year. I'm so excited because from a horoscope point of view, we've been in the year of the snake, meaning we've done a lot of shedding, a lot of transformation, and honestly, I've been feeling it to the bone. I've gone through, again, like I said, lots of therapy, and yeah, it's been just really transformational, and I almost feel like a new person. So I am really happy about that. It's been great and really was much needed. But I'm also happy for the horse year to start, and yeah, I'm really excited because when the Lunar New Year comes, so like basically when the Chinese New Year is here, we are finishing energetically with the snake year and moving on to the horse year. So I'm really excited for what that has to offer. Apparently it's also like a completion year of 2026, like basically number 1, which means completion. And I'm really excited to see the fruits of all the work I've done on myself and also all the things I've learned this year. I've done lots of like actual learning of various topics like AI, etc. So I'm really excited for what the year has to offer. I hope you are too. Anyway, but essentially this point was about my vision. And again, based on all the things I mentioned already, it was just not like a peaceful, quiet, inspiring, motivating space where I can like just do all this work and kind of figure out where I am, where do I want to be, and how do I get there as well. So again, that was another reason not to go home for Christmas. And I should take care of myself and just be like at home and like really prioritizing my needs and prioritizing myself, because, you know, if you don't do it, most likely no one else will. So that's my 2 cents right there. Anyway, so let's go to what I've done instead. So I had decided to stay home. I had 5 days off, so 24th to 29th. And basically I have cooked for me and a very good friend of mine for Christmas Eve. I've done lots of like roasted veg and like lovely roast potatoes, and like we had salmon, Caledonian smoked salmon for like Christmas, kind of Christmassy vibe. And it was so lovely. We watched like 2 movies, The Holiday, we had lots of red wine, and it just felt like exactly what I needed. Like, you know, a lovely catch up with a friend. We discussed all kinds of topics. It felt really great. And I got to host, so I got to be like generous myself, which was really nice. And yeah, I really enjoyed that. Then the next day I kind of went to the park. It was a beautiful sunny day, and I spent around 3 hours walking around Hyde Park with lots of beautiful healing music, beautiful music in my ears. And I just felt so at one with nature. And I know it's kind of a strange way to spend Christmas Day, but it was so beautiful. I really enjoyed it, and I felt almost like so connected to everything and like almost like so on the right path. So that was really awesome. And then I went to the pub with the same friend. And yeah, so we had a few drinks at the pub, which was really nice, and everyone was celebrating. And then also I had like Christmas dinner with friends before, like 2 weeks before. And I've also seen some friends from Milan, from Italy. So all in all, I had some social time, but also I spent a lot of time doing my vision board. I have really thought about what I need in all areas of my life, like money, knowledge and skills, health and body, mindset, you know, visibility and public image, travel and lifestyle, all kinds of things. So if you want to check how to do your vision board and like if you're doing it correctly, because I think I've been doing it badly for a long time, I will make a video about that. So subscribe and turn on notifications, and yeah, you will be notified. But yeah, I basically did all of that, and it's been super great. I'm really happy, and I think, I don't know, I would love to hear your opinions. If anyone has spent Christmas by themselves or just like mostly by themselves with like, you know, a limited amount of people and kind of said no to the traditional relative sort of holiday. And yeah, I would love to hear your thoughts and how did that feel? And like, if you felt like it was the right choice or you felt a bit lonely, I would love to hear from you. So yeah, that's all from me today. That was my experience being alone or semi-alone for Christmas and why I chose to prioritize myself and my self-care. Mwah. Kisses. I'll see you soon.